Okay, I'm live. So I didn't do a yoga live this morning, so I thought I would do one this evening and have a really nice restorative session. So go ahead and grab all of your yoga props, whatever you've got around the house. And if you don't have yoga props, use whatever you do have. This practice is called playing with cushions for a reason. So if you don't have a yoga bolster, for example, you can use cushions or pillows or blankets. So you've got lots of choices, I'm sure, at home. And everything that we do will be nicely restorative, restful, stress relieving, which I certainly need today. So I'm happy to share my practice with you. So let's see, what do I feel like doing first? You know what? I want to do a supported boat pose. So if you think about, if you're familiar with boat pose, usually it's done something like this, and it works the core. Sometimes people do it with straight legs. We're going to do it supported on both sides. So the idea is to have the upper body inclined and the lower body inclined. And so whatever you find around your house to help you create that shape, you can use. So I think what I'll do is use this for my legs, and to get the incline, maybe try that. So I've got these blocks here that I am laying to help create an incline. If you don't have blocks, you can use a folded blanket or two folded blankets at different levels, whatever you need to do to get that slope. Okay, and I'm going to use these for my upper body. And let's see, I'm going to stack these one on top of the other, like so. And what I want here too is a little bit of an incline this direction. So if I were to put these right one on top of each other, I don't really have the slope. So however you're managing this side, you want to make sure that you have a slope created somehow. Okay, and then the last thing that I suspect, or maybe two more things that I suspect I'll need. You know what? I have these racket balls. They're kind of hard. If you have any kind of massage balls, lacrosse balls, whatever, you can have those nearby. Nothing too hard, unless you're used to that. I'm just gonna have those nearby. And then the last thing I have here is a belt. Because I'm using the bolster for my legs, and the bolster's pretty thin, if I were to just put my legs on this, I would feel as if my legs were gonna roll open and off. So what I wanna do is use the belt to support my legs together, so they can just rest against the belt and not roll off. And let's see, is that gonna be good enough? I hope so. Let's give it a try. So I swivel around to face where I'm going to have my legs. And then I will loop around my upper thighs, or mid-thigh with the belt. And normally I would probably play some really relaxing music while I practiced, but for copyright reasons, I can't really do that. So if you have music that you can put on in your background, you might want to do that. Okay, so now I have to judge and figure out where I want to meet these, the slope from behind. So I'll just give it a shot and see how it feels. Okay, so yeah, I had it a little too close, not enough of an incline, so sliding it back helped. That caught right about where my shoulder blades are, the bottom of my shoulder blades. So, and then my head, is that comfortable? Not quite. So I'm gonna move it even further. There, so that I feel like my head is supported and I'm not doing one of these things with the neck. Okay. And I might even be able to go back a little further so that just my head is supported here. Actually, that feels best. So when you're putting yourself in position for a restorative pose, remember that a lot of effort goes into getting everything just right. And it's worth the time and effort to do that. In fact, it's not really restorative yoga unless you do take the time and effort to do that. Because we want to be able to completely let go into the posture, the pose. And if we're holding back or up in any way, we will not get that full benefit from the practice. Okay, so that's just fine. And then let's see if I want to use these balls here. So I don't think I want to yet. I think I just want to feel the posture. Make sure that my legs feel like they're supported by the belt, and they are. A little bit of turnout, but that's okay. All right. So now I'm just going to relax here and get quiet. And hopefully you're joining me in this respite. I don't know why I'm holding the balls in my hands. It just feels nice. So I'm going to do that for the moment. So a deep breath or a yawn is always a really good sign that something has shifted in the nervous system. Something's starting to let down. And just allowing my breath to deepen, yes, but effortlessly, and more so soften. And just letting sounds that surround me just kind of drift into my awareness, and then they fade. And I'm noticing some residual stress in my body, a little bit of jitteriness in my hands and arms, and a tendency in my jaw to clench a little. And it's been, I've been traveling and it's been good and I've been enjoying it. There have also been some big challenges. And so those challenges are kind of reverberating through my body now. But hopefully this will help. And really enjoying and just pointing out to you to also see if you can tap into and enjoy the sensation of your body being supported by the props. So in other words, I'm feeling the weight of my body melting into the support. And feeling supported is a really big part of restorative yoga. I'm also really loving that sensation of the blood kind of rushing away from the legs and feet. Done a lot of walking since I've arrived here and feels really good. And the yawns are coming. Yawning actually is so good for the body. So whenever you feel like you want to yawn, do it. Don't worry about offending anyone or, what it looks like socially, etc., etc. Despite what you might have heard or been taught, yawning isn't a sign necessarily of boredom. In fact, it's the body's attempt to wake up and stay alert. And it helps to detox the body and improve the brain's ability to function efficiently. I could stay here for a really long time. Certain restorative poses are maybe a little more stretchy than others, and so you wouldn't want to hold them quite as long. But this one is a really good one to just indulge in. So I've got these balls. I'm gonna go ahead and experiment with using them. If depending on how you are, what kind of a slope you're at, and what kind of cushions you're on or blankets you're on, you can probably use these pretty much anywhere along the back that's comfortable. I'm actually going to use it along the sacrum into the buttocks. So I'll just start at the upper part of the buttock, right under the sacrum on either side. And so this becomes like a trigger point therapy, you know, where you can really get in deep to some of these tight, eternal contractions of the body. And, you know, you can hold it there for however long you want in one place and then just move to the next place when you're ready, or just stay in one place. Doesn't matter. It's all up to you. Just going to shift now down. And down again. Approaching my sit bones. And shifting again. Well, that's a good spot. And I'm even introducing a little bit of movement through the pelvis, tipping it, flattening the belly as I curl, and then tilting towards the feet and arching the back slightly. And that's just allowing me to roll on top of the balls. Just find some of those tight places, maybe a little side to side movement as well. Just exploring the tissue of the buttocks. And then repositioning and relaxing for another minute or so. I'm just going to remove the balls, set them aside. I want to be flat before I come out. So you may notice a really nice result of working with the balls is that the blood gets pushed away from those little tight places and then rushes in when we take the balls away. So it draws in warmth and it draws in healing and more blood to those tight places. So I'm getting ready to transition here. And I'm going to start by removing the belt. So just draw my knees toward myself and undo the belt, if I can feel that. And I could have just rolled off to one side and kept the belt on, but I think it'll be easier to take the belt off here. So I'm just going to drop off to one side and just kind of curl up in this position for a moment. So in restorative yoga, and really all yoga, the transitions are just as important as the poses. And sometimes we just don't give ourselves time. That's what divine me time is all about. Taking the time. I don't know if you can hear that buzz, but the refrigerator just went on. Makes a lot of noise. I've been turning it off at night so I can sleep. Okay, when you're ready, just use your top arm to push yourself up, turning your face toward the floor, letting your head come up last. Okay, and I think what I'd like to do, next pose, do I want to, let's see, I have no plan, so what do I feel like doing? I could do legs up the wall or chair, that would feel good, but I think I want to belly down. Yeah, let me do a forward fold of some kind, and I want to think about what I want to feel. So I think belly down twist would be really nice. So for that, I don't think I want higher blocks. So I'm going to have one block that is inclining the bolster slightly. And then what I'm going to do is sit with my hip right against the bottom of the bolster and turn towards the bolster at the waist, and then allow my body to come all the way down. So I'm in a little bit of a twist. My face is turning toward my bent knees. And then my arms just can either wrap under and around the bolster, which is really nice because that's like a little hug, or just on the side of the body. If you find that you're either, your arms are too far away from the floor and you're not quite comfortable, you can always put something under each arm. That'll make a huge difference for some of you. If you have a really long upper arm bone, or I should say short. And then sometimes this is not so comfortable for people who have any kind of stuff going on in the lower back or the sacrum. So if that's the case, you can always either extend the top leg or bring it up straight out alongside the body, or even stuff something in between. In fact, I think I'll do that because I can. So I'm just going to place this over my bottom leg and then let my top leg rest on top of it. And I think that will feel a little better for me right now. Yeah. So once you find a comfortable position, just rest into your props. And some of you might enjoy turning your face in the other direction. It's really quite intense, but not inaccessible for many. So if you would like to try that, feel free. And normally if I was teaching a class, I'd be working with a timer, and I would be doing my best to make sure that students were spending equal time on both sides of any posture like this, that is half the body. And since I'm not using a timer, I'm just going to kind of go with how my body feels and hope it's about equal on each side. Just really allow the chest to relax into your support. As you breathe, feel how you draw near the bolster and expand back away from it with the back body. And then on the exhalation, everything drops back in towards the bolster. This is a great posture to really allow a softening through the belly. And then I'm going to experiment with turning my head in the opposite direction just to see how it feels. I might not want to stay there. So turning back towards the front as I prepare to come out of this and switch over to the other side. So I'm just going to take a moment to transition here. Placing my hands right about where my shoulders are, under my shoulders, to press up. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Don't want to sneeze in a twist. Okay. You can just keep your props where they are and simply turn around to the other side. So my back's not facing you. I'm going to move my props around. So as you come around, find a little bit of the twist so that your chest is facing the bolster and your arms are planted. However, you need to shift your weight here to come around and then lower yourself and then adjust your legs.
melting into the supports. Sometimes the body will release all of a sudden something you didn't even know you were holding. And it's nothing we can force, it just happens. It's so beautiful and spontaneous. And it's a result of allowing the body to just be, to rest. And I think restorative yoga too taps us into trust. We have to trust our support in order to let go into it. I just love the way I can feel the breath moving into the lower back. It's really nice. I'm going to turn my head. You're welcome to try that. I find that being towards the edge of the bolster is more comfortable than being right at the middle. My head gets turned a little too much at the middle, but at the side, my nose can kind of drop toward the floor a little more. It's a little less severe and more comfortable. So turning the head back. So are yawns as contagious when you don't see them, when you hear them only? I can feel my heart beating. When you're ready, go ahead and plant your hands, pushing up. And gently untwisting. Okay, so I'd like to do one more thing into Shavasana. So just a little bit of a chest opener. And so I'm going to have my bolster across my mat and a block for my head, I think. I'll have to see once I get down there if that's about right. So I just want to be able to open up through the chest. I'm just rolling down with my knees bent, allowing my shoulders to drop off the bolster or blanket or whatever you happen to have. So this has to be in the right place. If it's a little too high, let's see, it will be awkward for the shoulders. And then if it's a little too low, it will be uncomfortable for the lower back. So find your sweet spot. And then something for the head can be really nice, just because without that, the floor is quite far away. So a block or a blanket or pillow can just add a little support for the head so the neck is not stressed. And then the knees can either stay bent or you can open up the legs straight. So I'm going to stay here with the legs bent for a moment while my upper body finds its sweet spot. That's better. And I don't have it, but I think what I would normally do is maybe even have my head a little higher. I think I might try the old cushion here. Oh, that's so much better. See, these little adjustments that make a world of difference. So now I can completely stretch out here. So that is one of the beauties of restorative yoga, is that it teaches us to be aware of the body's comfort, which is something that, through our lifetimes, we learn to ignore when we're uncomfortable because we're in a situation where we can't do anything about it, or we're, we're working and we can't go to the bathroom when we want to, or driving. Or we're performing in a concert, or I don't know, anything in a movie theater, we don't want to miss the movie, or we can't just kind of fuss because we would cause distraction, and we just learn to ignore the body. And restorative yoga helps
to teach us how to listen and find comfort, to know just what to do, or to try, to reach a more impeccable level of comfort. Motorcycle. So some of you may know I live in the country normally. I don't hear these kinds of sounds very often. I've enjoyed it, actually. I don't think I would want to live with it constantly, but it's been kind of fun to hear different life sounds while I've been here. But I also look forward to waking up to bird song when I get home. So I know this has been a really long practice. Whoever's been with me the whole time, hey, thanks. Good for you. You're welcome to stay in this position if you would like, as Shavasana, because it's pretty close to the floor. But I think I'm going to get flat. So go ahead and transition, removing props from head. And it's best to, as opposed to, I see the students do this all the time. They want to pick themselves up like this. And instead, it's really much, much gentler for the body to just roll off whatever you've got and sit up that way so that you can remove whatever's under you. And I will delete that. So just flat on the back if you would like. And, I just have this belt here, which isn't exactly an eye fold, an eye blind, but I'm going to use it that way. So I'm going to fold it to make it a little wider and just kind of block out some of this light for the moment. Do I want these somewhere? No, I don't think so. So if you want to place the balls, if you have balls, if you want to place them somewhere, feel free to do that. I'm just going to lay flat here. Final resting pose, corpse pose. It's not a gruesome concept, to call this corpse pose. We can recognize that every moment of our life is an opportunity to let go of who we were, even in the last minute. And let the past die. Let it be a memory. Let go. And prepare to move into new life, to be reborn. Release fear and anxiety and stress. Release what you believe about yourself. Just for the moment. You know, if you want to pick it up again, fine. Or if you do pick it up again, fine. But this is also an opportunity to just let it all go. To be a blank slate when you come out of the pose again. So the good news is it's almost bedtime here. And this certainly has been a really nice practice for preparing for a nice restful sleep. So you're welcome to take more time here if you wish. I am going to begin moving my fingers and toes so that I can come out and bring myself back to life here. Taking my knees to the chest. Rocking gently on my back, side to side. And falling off one more time to the side. I have that block somewhere. I'm going to reach it so I can rest my head on it. So from corpse pose, we come on to the side and we land in fetal position, which is the position we took in our mother's womb. And we are in the birth canal, ready to be reborn into new life as we come back to a seated position. So once more, planting that top arm or hand into the ground, pressing up as you turn your face toward the floor, and coming up into a seated position to close. So maybe just take a moment to feel and notice how you feel in your body. I feel very relaxed. I hope you do too. these practices are such a blessing. Bringing your hands together in Anjali Mudra. Feeling your heart. Centering your awareness in the heart space. Feeling gratitude, compassion for self. Thank you for joining me. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Good night, sweet dreams. And stream.